Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you and me. This is for the average layman. These 87,000 IRS agents that they want to hire, they're not coming after the billionaire. They already have a task force in the IRS that audits billionaire accounts every year. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that you've heard by now about the 87,000 new IRS hires that this administration has put forth. I'm not sure if it's passed yet. I don't think it has, because it was put into one of these 2,000-page bills that they're trying to pass into laws. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that this is not as they say. They say, oh, this is for the billionaires so they don't get away with any kind of tax evasion. No, ladies and gentlemen, this is for you. It's for you and me. It's for the average Joe out there. It's for the average Jane out there that works hard to put food on their table and feed their family. This is for you. Don't let them fool you. And I'm going to show you why that is and how it will not help whatsoever if it is only for the billionaires. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So this headline states that this administration wants to hire 87,000 new IRS agents. And I do believe that it's not all at once. It's over like a 6-7 year period. However, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to cost around $80 billion to do this. And this is just for the initial hiring of these 87,000 agents. That's not counting going forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So pretty much they're going to take our tax dollars to hire people that are trained to take more of our hard-earned money. That's what this nation has turned into. It has turned into a cartel. That's what this government has turned into, ladies and gentlemen. And why is that? Because we're broke. And I'm going to show you that here in a few minutes as well. We as a nation are broke. We are probably the poorest nation in the world. Why? Because we are the largest debtor nation in the world. Before I continue with this, let me go on a little rant. Let's say that you live next to the Johnsons, right? Is that how they say, keeping up with the Johnsons? Let's say you live next to the Johnsons. Well, you live in a very modest home, right? That you have worked the last 20, 30 years to pay off. You've paid off your home. You drive a 15-year-old vehicle. You have no credit card debt. You told your kids, if you want to go to college, I may pay for your first year and help you out with books, but you're going to pay for the rest by yourself without taking out any loans. You are very careful with your finances, and you did everything that you had to do in order to become debt-free. But you don't live rich. But the Joneses, it's the Joneses, right? The Joneses next door, they have a $3 million house with a $3,500 a month payment, right, where they can barely pay their interest on that house because it's so much. So it's going to take them 40 years to pay off that house. Not the average 30 years that we've been accustomed to over our generation. They have two $80,000 vehicles in their driveways where they pay a monthly payment of $1,000 each, and they finance those vehicles for 8 years. They send their kids to the best colleges and take on student loan debt in order to send their children there, and they have 15 credit cards that are maxed out. Now they live very good. When they go out, they get nothing but the best. They go to only the best restaurants. They put premium gas in their vehicles, right? And their house is beautiful. But ladies and gentlemen, you, that person that's living next to them, that has a modest home, that drives a 15-year-old truck, that has no credit card debt, is wealthier than the Joneses, who have all of these luxuries but are up to their neck in debt. That is what the United States is. We have all of the nice toys, right? We have the big military. We have all of these things. We have a space program. We have all of these things that other countries would only wish to have. But we are so in debt that as soon as the balloon pops, we will have lost it all. That is what the United States is, ladies and gentlemen. This administration is proposing hiring 87,000 new workers for the IRS, effectively doubling the agency's size, as part of a plan to beef up enforcement efforts and find billions of dollars in tax revenues that go uncollected each year. Now, when I read that paragraph, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing that comes to my mind is this. It's that when a government passes laws to protect itself from the people, instead of passing laws to protect the people from government, then our society is doomed. End quote, Ayn Rand. And isn't that so true? Why is this administration and any other administration, it doesn't matter who, all right? It doesn't matter who, ladies and gentlemen, because taxation is theft, no matter how you look at it. Why is this administration so concentrated and putting so much of their efforts into increasing taxes? Not only on the billionaire, but on everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because we are broke. In a way, they almost don't have a choice. Enforcement efforts would primarily target individuals and corporations with higher incomes and profits, suggested this administration. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a lie, and I'm going to show you why that is a lie. And it says here that the hiring would be part of an overall $80 billion spending plan to increase enforcement efforts at the IRS. Alright, so I'm going to read through this really quick. 87,000 IRS spies will have access of everyone's accounts. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is what it comes down to. Because if they can't enforce or write into a law like they tried to, where they said that the IRS will have access to everyone's account who makes more than $600 of combined transactions within a year, and then they change it to 10,000, which is really not changing it at all. Because anyone who has $1,000 or $900 a month coming into their bank account and they spend it will equal up to $10,000 or more a year in overall transactions. So they changed it to 10,000 just to appease the uneducated or the uninformed. It didn't change anything as far as privacy goes. And here it states that on November 30th, during a Senate Banking Committee hearing, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen reaffirmed her support for the proposed IRS reporting requirement would give the IRS new power to automatically access bank accounts and Venmo accounts, PayPal, Cash App, anything that has cash or money flowing in or out, whether it's actual physical cash or whether it's electronic or digital cash. This proposal is clearly priority for this administration. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I think that these 87,000 IRS employees that they want to hire here going forward is because the bill that they introduced here not too long ago, where they wanted to be able to freely check anyone that had $600 or more in a year of transactions, anyone's bank account or any kind of account that they had that held any kind of US dollars. They want to be able to check it if there's $600 in transactions throughout the entire year. And of course, they went ahead and changed it to $10,000, which is really not changing it. Because ladies and gentlemen, for you to spend $10,000 a year, all you have to do is be bringing in $900 per month. So it's not just a $10,000 transaction. It's all of the transactions that you do in 1 year. If they combine up to $10,000, then they can check every single transaction that you did that year. It doesn't look like that's going to pass. So now they have to hire these 87,000 IRS agents in order to get around that. So they can't do it by law, so now they'll do it by regulation. And I want to show you why it is that it is not for the billionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you and me. This is for the average layman. These 87,000 IRS agents that they want to hire, they're not coming after the billionaire. They already have a task force in the IRS that audits billionaire accounts every year. There's not as many billionaires as we think that there are. Right now in the US, where this was probably about, I don't know, a little less than a year ago or so, or a year ago, it says the collective wealth of Americans, 651 billionaires, has jumped over $1 trillion since roughly the beginning of this health crisis, to a total of about $4 trillion. Yes, and that is because of government regulations, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the regulations that have made these billionaires even richer have been put forth by government. What makes you think that government is going to come after those same people that it has regulated into becoming billionaires, ladies and gentlemen? The billionaires own the government. The government will not pass any laws that will directly affect billionaires. Trust me, they are not in it for the average person. The only thing that they want from the average person is your labor. Your labor is transferred into money. Once you work, you make money. That money represents your time, your effort, your freedom. That is what they're after. They're not after this billionaire's money because it's not nearly enough to go ahead and make up the difference of what they're short. It's not nearly enough. But if you take 90% of the population in the U.S., if you take a little bit from every one of them, then we're talking real money. We're not talking this little bit of money that they would get from billionaires. You take 90% of the population in the U.S., then we're really talking some serious cash. Now, this same article here shows that the total net worth of all of the billionaires in the U.S. is around $4 trillion. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's say that they went ahead and passed a law. Let's say that they went ahead and did some kind of draconian measures where they said every billionaire in the United States will have a 100% tax starting at $0, which means that everything that they make, everything that they're worth, their net worth for everything that they own will be taxed at 100%. I mean, not only would that destroy the economy, because if that happened, all billionaires would just close their businesses and go bankrupt, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, just this year alone, the United States has a deficit of 2.8 trillion. That means that in less than 2 years, after the billionaires are all gone because they've all declared bankruptcy or whatever, we're already back into the negative. Because there's not enough to cover just what we've spent more than what we've collected in a year, year and a half. So does that make you think, who is this really for? Who is this really for, ladies and gentlemen? Take a look at this. Federal tax revenue, $4 trillion. $4 trillion federal tax revenue. That's current. That is what the federal government has collected currently in the last year. Do you think that once all the billionaires are gone because they've been taxed away, do you think they're going to stop at the billionaires? No, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to go after the people that generate the most income. And collectively, that is the middle and lower class. It's for you that they're coming after. They are coming after you and me. So don't be fooled, ladies and gentlemen. This 87,000 IRS agents, it's not for the billionaires. It's not even for the millionaires. They can't get their bill passed that says that they can spy on us if we have a cumulative transaction amount of more than $10,000 a year. They can't get that bill passed. But how will they still spy on you and me, and how will they go ahead and control what we have to pay? By hiring more IRS agents who are not voted into their positions. They rule by regulation and decree. And I wanted to show you this really quick. For those people that are always saying bad things about millionaires, right? Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I don't even think that a millionaire is anything anymore. It used to be that the American dream was to earn $1 million, put it in savings, and then live off the interest, and you can retire very happily and easily, right? Nowadays, you can't do that. If you have $1 million nowadays, that's nothing, all right? This was a study that the Millionaire Foundry did on millionaires. And I'm just going to read number 5 for you here. It says, on average, it takes a millionaire 32 years to hit the $1 million mark, dispelling the notion that most get rich quick from a windfall. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it takes the average millionaire 32 years. In my opinion, if you're a millionaire, for the most part, you earned that title. And you should be able to reap the rewards of all of the sacrifices that you made over an average 32-year work life span that it took you in order to hit that millionaire status. So when people are really easy at saying, yes, tax the rich, tax the millionaires. Well, what if it was you who spent 32 years working in order to be able to achieve that status and be able to feel that all of your work meant something, because now you can reap the rewards of all of those years of sacrifice that you put forth to whatever it is that made you a millionaire. Maybe you invented the flip-flop. Maybe you invented a flip-flop that has a bottle opener in the bottom. I have one of those. I've had it for 15 years now. Maybe you're the guy that invented that, or the girl that invented that. And so many people liked it that they bought it, and they loved it, and they paid you what you were asking for it. But no one ever asks, how much work did it take for you to be able to get that flip-flop with a bottle opener into production? How much of your own investment did it take? How much of your hard labor and time and effort did it take for you to get that to production and finally sell it to people that wanted to buy it? Not that you're making them buy it, but that wanted to buy it. For the average millionaire, it takes 32 years. So when we think about taxation, we shouldn't think of it by class. We should think of it one way and one way alone. Taxation is theft, ladies and gentlemen, because it is a federal government who produces absolutely zero, telling you that you have to give of your labor so that they can spend that money that you earned how they want. That, ladies and gentlemen, is theft. Why is it theft when someone comes up to you in the streets, puts a gun in your back and says, give me your wallet or give me your money? But it's not theft when a government says, you have to give me your money or I'll put you in jail. Why is that not theft? Having said that, I hope that you have a good day. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out. God bless. Merry Christmas.